Tyrese Haliburton's father, John, hasn't attended a Pacers game since his on-court confrontation with Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo in the first round of the playoffs. He was channeling Reggie Miller and his son, letting the Knicks know they choked watching the game from a bar. Charles Barkley has comments.
It's time to let Mr. Haliburton back in the building.
Yes, it is.
Adam, I'm asking you, hey, my man paid his dues. He did something really, really stupid, but he's been punished. And I'm asking you and the Indiana Pacers to let Mr. Haliburton back in the building for game 3 and 4. I mean, he paid his dues.
So you're saying the game's in Indianapolis?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because let me tell you something. He won't come up to New York acting like that.
No, you don't want to. You don't want him in this building.
No,
but back at home,
I'm gonna tell you something. He come up to New York doing that crazy stuff. He won't make it back to Indy.
Chuck's the best. Jay, well, should Hallie's dad be allowed back?
Yes, I think he should. I think he's on point here. And I would say it for this reason. Did he do wrong by going on the court? Yes. Did he exchange hands? Did it turn into a fight? No. Right? So I think, look, when you evaluate the situation, I'm allowed to give him a pass to a degree. He got slapped on the wrist. I think getting publicly shamed is a really big thing. I think Hallie had to step up in his own manhood and say that is not the type of behavior that is tolerated in our family, and we move forward. But I don't think that he should have a lifetime bar from NBA games. I do think he should be allowed to come back in. Maybe not right now. Maybe you give it a little bit more time. But I do believe there's space for him to come back and play, come back and participate and be in the arena.
Stephen A?
Well, I said a few days ago it was time to let him back. I thought that, I didn't want the man to get a death sentence, figuratively speaking. We all make mistakes. As you often say, Molly, none of us want to be identified by our worst moments.
Absolutely.
Or classified or characterized by our worst moments. It was a bad moment for him. He was wrong, and to put himself in that position, it was shameful. And to me, one of the things that I've repeatedly stated is that perhaps outside of that itself, to have your son have to come up on a podium at a post-game conference and to say my dad was wrong. I couldn't be more proud of Tyrese Haliburton for doing that, but I couldn't get off by his own father, who's supposed to be the adult in the room, figuratively speaking, putting his son in that position. Having said all of that, again, you shouldn't be defined by your worst moments. I definitely think that he's paid his dues, but I want to add this caveat. Even though I think that he should be brought back, that he should be allowed to come see his own son play in the arena, I didn't like last night. Yes, he was at a bar, but knowing the kind of situation that you put your son in, that you put the Indiana Pacers in, that you put the league in, by doing what you did on the court with Giannis, one would think that you would be guarded in any kind of public platform, whether it's an arena or even a sports bar. One would think that because of what you experienced, that you would be mindful of cameras, cell phone cameras, and everything else being on you, and you would guard yourself against doing stuff like that, mimicking your son and all of that stuff, because that's exactly the kind of thing that got you in trouble to begin with. So I will tell you, I didn't like seeing that last night. That concerned me, but that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be allowed to be back in the stadium. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment that his son possibly is experiencing. I don't think it will be once in a lifetime, because I think the Indiana Pacers will be relevant for years to come, but you never know. And so this moment right here, he doesn't deserve to miss out on that when his son is leading the charge. I think that he deserves to be let back in the arena.
Not trying to make him be the heavy hand. I say, and it's real simple for me, no, if they go to the finals, you can come back and you got to sit in the suite. You can't sit courtside. Then next year we can go back to business as usual. I still think you finish out this series on the suspension. They get to the finals, you're welcome back, but you just can't be courtside.
Just because it was too egregious to confront Giannis like that, and you have player safety as well.
And to S.A.'s point,
well, Monica,
the league is in the league and the player relationship. You know, they got to work together, obviously, right? And so families are expected to represent their players, whoever the, you know what I mean? Like, I just think there's trust there that was breached. in terms of the way that both parties typically look out for each other. So if they advance, you're welcome back, and you got to sit upstairs.
Well,
shout out to you, John.
Well,
You're
let's
my
say
guy,
this.
but that's
Let's say this. We said both Jay and I, Monica, we said the arena. We said nothing about courtside. You know, said Charles Barkley said the arena. He didn't say courtside. They said let him back in the arena. That's number one. And number two, listen, I mean, when you're a parent, you're figuratively speaking, you're the adult in the room. And we all lament throughout history, throughout our years of covering sports, that parent that is living vicariously through their children, and they get a bit excessive in their behavior.
At an AAU gym, yeah. At an arena versus the two-time MVP. Come on, SA. I'm not saying he can't come back. I'm with y'all, but we're not gonna come back mid-round. Come back next round if they get to the finals. That's all.
Okay, I'm just saying that you know what, he shouldn't be. I didn't say he should be allowed courtside. I'm saying I agree with you there. I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying nobody said he should be courtside.
Okay.
But to not be in the stadium, in the stands, watching your son, you should be able to do that.
Next round.
Stephen, I know you said you didn't like what you saw last night. I would just push back slightly on, it's not like he had his own camera videotaping himself. I mean, he was just at a random bar enjoying. I mean,
look, he lightweight the mayor of Indiana.
But that's fine. That's who he is, right? But it's not like he's projecting himself out there showing it, right? Like, he's with his people celebrating his son.
I was fine.
I don't think there's
a lot
anything.
Of cameras.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I can't control what cameras are around me.
No. I'm just saying there's a lot of cameras. We're just looking at it.
But Jay, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't have any issue with that whatsoever if he didn't already endure what he's endured. If that had never happened, I would say nothing about it. It's the fact that those kind of histrionics, for lack of a better word, him engaging in that's what he was known to do. And remember that incident on the court with Giannis. That was the tip of the iceberg, because there were people that were complaining about him to the league office prior to that incident taking place. So his behavior at the arena is what ultimately led to him to his exodus. So knowing that you on the verge of possibly coming back, I don't care if you're at a bar, I don't care, anywhere in public, you want to mind how you project and how you could potentially be perceived if you're him, because you've already put yourself, the team, and your son in a bad spot. That's all I'm saying.
So, Stephen A., you're saying essentially it was accumulation of things of why he ultimately got suspended. It wasn't just this one isolated incident. He'd already been reported to the league. And then on top of it, you're kind of doubling down. Even though you're with your people at a bar, it's still like the optics of the choke and the whole thing. I understand what you're saying.
Just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lay low. I get you.
Just chill out.
As a kid who was in trouble, what can I do? What can I not do? Oh, I can do this. I'm going to go do this instead.
Kid.
Maybe
Keyword kid.
That's true.
Not grown woman, Monica.
You're right.
All right, I got a quick take, guys. The league announced yesterday that SGA is this season's MVP. It's now the 7th straight year that an international player took home the NBA's top award. Huge congrats to Shea. Much deserved. SA, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him. It's a beautiful thing to see him perform in person the way that I was able to do game one, Tuesday night right here in OKC. He was my vote for league MVP last year. Obviously, I have a vote. He was my vote last year. He was my vote this year. I think he's been sensational this year. I think OKC has been the #1 team. He's worthy of it all. He's a big-time player, and he deserves it, and I'm really, really happy for him. But you got to close. You got to close now. You understand? There have been MVPs in the past that ended up watching somebody else hoist the championship trophy. There's no excuse for the Oklahoma City Thunder to let that happen this year. They're the best team